All right. Hello, Teahive Movie Nighters. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Let me press play on this. This is just my little something I put up for you guys to have some entertainment on your screen. It's a loop, and so that's going to be there until we pretty much come off of the Bad Girls Club reunion review. So this is for episode 1. This is the reunion review. Let me tell you guys something. First of all, I don't mean to be shady, okay, but I don't know what made anybody think that Tanisha and not necessarily Tanisha, but definitely um, Natalie. I don't know what made us think that they were going to be, good executive producers. I get confused right there whenever I start hearing that because for one, Natalie is very confrontational, and I don't see her being able to get herself together, long enough to not be confrontational with her own staff, and that's period. All right. So we had Jason Lee and Tamar, who I felt so sorry for Tamar after that first episode or the first part 1 of the Baddies reunion. I felt so bad for Tamar because you can tell Tamar wants to go in a different direction with her life, and that is just it's not happening for her. And she was like, "What am I doing with my career?" Like it was really really sad. Um so anyways, I am here to do the recap. I am not very happy with what I saw, but it is what it is. So it started out with that young man singing. Let me see if I can pull up some pictures for you guys. I have so many tabs open. It's crazy. Baddies ATL reunion part 1. Okay, there's a couple of clips I didn't silence in my loop for you guys, so you might be hearing that, and I do apologize. Okay, I don't know what this is. This is why I don't mess with Yahoo. So let me go to Google and see if I can pull up some reunion pictures for you guys. So, ooh, that one was loud. So, anyways, Jason Lee, he attempted to host this show. Okay, we're gonna put that like that. He attempted to host the show, and I'm going to say it was a bad attempt. I'm going to say it didn't work out like he thought it was going to work out. He didn't have as much control as he thought he was going to have. And it just really it wasn't necessarily a good look. Okay. So this won't let me, so it won't let me blow up the pictures. And I don't know how to get this in the middle. So it is what it is. Okay. So while this thing starts off in an okay manner, it starts off with the young man singing that song, "Shorty, she a baddie." He on there, he just doing his Millie Rock. Everything seems to be all good. They come in and they doing their thing, and he's they're dancing while he is performing. Everything seems great. All of a sudden, Judy it turns into the drunk person of the year on this show. Okay, we all know that Natalie had issues with pretty much every girl because while Sarah was not there, Natalie was being exposed by Sarah online, who was trying to say that Sarah was a racist, and Sarah introduced us to her big, overly dark, looking like Seal, but the fine version boyfriend. Okay. So she's definitely not a racist. Okay. But we all know that Sarah also slept with R. Kelly. So we're not going to go there. But I mean, I'm just saying that actually happened. So anyway, and Ray J. Let's not forget Ray J, whose wife is currently the executive producer of this show. Anyway, so we have Natalie who comes in. And when Natalie comes on, she comes on with, she has on her tennis shoes and her hair is braided up. She's ready to fight. Why? Because she's talked about every girl on the show behind their back, and Sarah has exposed her. Now, I don't know what type of friendship Sarah and Natalie have to where I see you, Radiant, to where you are recording your friends' phone calls. But this is the reason why, like, I don't trust people who talk about people behind their back like that. Because if you're 9 times out of 10, if you're sitting up listening to me talk about somebody behind their back, then you're probably recording me. And I don't trust it. I can't trust it, and I'm not going to do it. And then plus, I don't see how you're any type of friend that you would sit up and be talking about somebody behind their back anyway. But then when you come to work, we're colleagues. Jason Lee asked Natalie, before the show even started, are you afraid that you're going to hurt their feelings, that their feelings are hurt or whatever? And Sydney Star, her feelings was genuinely hurt, genuinely hurt. Natalie was like, we're not friends. Like, we're colleagues, we're co-workers. And, even in a work environment, you don't want no toxic ass person in your work environment to the point where they're talking about, people behind their back and then people are recording it. As far as I'm concerned with that situation, I feel like both Sarah and Natalie were wrong. Sarah, you don't record your friends' conversations. And Natalie, stop talking about people. Like, how old are you already? I get surprised with Natalie only because Natalie is the wife of, this prominent football player who really stays out of mess. Like, he really don't be in nobody's mess. And, although I feel like they have an open relationship and nobody knows about it, that was one of the things that was brought up on the show, was that Sarah said that Natalie was cheating on her husband. I'm pretty sure that he has not been faithful to Natalie this entire 8-9 years. And I think that Natalie and her husband have an open relationship, and that, they just don't want anybody in their business like that. And so that's the reason why they can make it. They have the propensity to make it. And so, whatever the case is, neither one of them have opened up and came public about that or made any complaints. And even when Sarah said that Natalie was cheating on Jacob, Natalie took that with a grain of salt. Like, okay, next, like, who cares? Like, nobody cares what you're saying, and moving on, type of vibes. So there's that. So anyways, as soon as the show starts, Sydney Star starts acting a damn fool. Okay. Sydney Star have disappointed me so badly on this reunion. All she had to do was just be normal, at least for the reunion. And she couldn't do that. Okay. Now, Judy had gotten up and she took a drink. She took the side pieces know their place. Right, exactly. She took a sip of Jason Lee's drink. I'm talking about Judy. I got the voodoo for you bitches, Judy. Okay. Judy actually stood up and took a drink of Jason's liquor and then tried to hug Jason. And Jason was like, Okay. He gave her the ghetto girl, like, like he gave her the Shanae hand, like, back it up. Okay. And it was very embarrassing because I think that these girls, as like bad girls, and they used to have like this big platform. You only did one season, Pooh. And on top of that, they feel like they're like way more famous than they actually are. Now, you guys, I feel bad for Judy. I feel like Judy has some serious mental issues and self-esteem issues. I also feel like she's a drunk. Okay. Remember that she had dated Carlos. What was his name? Carlos. I cannot remember his name, from Wild 'N Out. And unfortunately, that relationship went all wrong. And he started saying that she needs help and that she's delusional. And, I think he even said her stuff smells. Like, I think I remember that. Carlos Miller. Yes. And he was just saying all kinds of stuff about her. It just went so wrong. Their relationship went so wrong. And it feels like Judy, it just felt like she was watching what she was saying on the camera. It seemed like she wasn't in a happy place. I don't know if it was because of a relationship or if she just was miserable on camera. She just didn't want to be there. I don't know. But during the season, she just seemed very unhappy, with herself and with the situation that she was in. I don't know if it was because Sydney Star was picking at her, but her and Sydney Star used to be best friends, which was pointed out on the reunion. Actually, Sydney Star said that she used to go and pick Judy's ass up when she was drunk because Judy would be too drunk. And and she would be drunk herself, but she would still make sure that she drove Judy home, even though Judy was a drunkard. So, I mean, I don't really even know what to think about that. Honestly, that just that's horrible. But I can see like Judy having alcohol issues. The fact that she picked up Jason Lee's cup and she drank it was ridiculous. Not only do they look alike, 420, they were actually dressed alike. Judy and Sydney were dressed alike. And this is how Natalie came to the reunion. Just basic shirt, braids to the back, ready to fight. Whereas all the rest of the girls, they were actually dressed up, including Tanisha. They looked very beautiful. Unfortunately, Judy and Sydney really acted a fool on this platform, and I can understand why. They were best friends. So Sydney gets up and she's like, okay, after Judy takes a sip of Jason's drink, Jason Lee gets a solo cup. So he has a new cup now. And you can tell that he was very, very unhappy. Like the show was starting to go in the wrong direction at that point. As they're trying to talk about things, things that happen in the house, they're Christina is trying to explain why she fought Natalie, and that she was battling, a drug addiction before she came in the house. She was clearly high the day that she fought Natalie, and the day afterward. And when she came down, she let it go, but she was clearly on one, but anyway, so Christina's trying to explain what happened with that fight and why, that was wrong. Natalie is trying to explain away the fact that she had recorded, or that she was recorded making fun of these girls, and talking about them behind their back. Because, I feel like Seven and, the other castmates, I feel like they were really hurt by the stuff that they heard Natalie say. And I feel like, I honestly, I feel like Natalie knew that she messed up. And so she was trying to explain, like, I really do like you girls. Like, I don't have anything against you ladies, but I felt like as Christina was trying to explain herself, Judy wouldn't shut the hell up. And it was really making me mad. Judy was like, I am the show. Like, when did you become the show? Because I'm trying to figure out when you became the show, because you were barely even on the show. You barely were even doing the show. Like, it was just a mess. Like, Judy was a complete hot mess on this platform. So as Judy is making her little statements, Sydney Starr then stands up and runs over to Judy and throws Lucky Charms on her. And she goes, there, I just fed you your breakfast in bed or something, she says. I just fed you breakfast in your seat. Eat your Lucky Charms, bitch, and all this stuff she's doing, right? So, of course, Judy is trying to act normal now. All of a sudden, that Sydney Starr is acting as stupid as she's acting. And on top of that, when Sydney Starr did that, she was backing up. Half of her titty was hanging out the bottom of her shirt. Okay. She was backing up. And when she backed up, she fell. She literally fell backwards and lost her balance and looked stupid. Everybody on the stage started laughing. They thought it was funny. I thought it was some clown shit. I was just looking at it like, are you fucking serious? Like, I could not believe that Sydney Starr was making that much of a fool out of herself. So all of a sudden, now Judy wants to start acting like she's more normal than Sydney Starr, calling her weird, this, that, and the other, when she was sitting there acting just as weird. So then they start discussing how they were best friends. And then Sydney Starr, who Tanisha hates, by the way. Tanisha does not like Sydney Starr. Okay. Sydney Starr looks at Tanisha and she goes, you don't know what happened. So don't act like you was there. You don't know what happened. Now, this makes Tanisha upset. Tanisha, like, you don't know what the fuck I know. Like, you don't know what I know. How you know I don't know what happened? Like, you don't know if I was there. You don't know if I know the insides and outs or whatever. So Sydney is saying that Judy stopped her from coming on to season 9 of Bad Girls Club, and that Tanisha was not around to know what actually happened. Like, mind you guys, this reunion was only about 38 minutes. Mind you that, okay? So yes, Tanisha hates Sydney, like, seriously. So as Sydney says, you don't know what was going on with, with Judy trying to keep me off of Bad Girls Club season 9. Then all of a sudden, Tanisha starts going in. What? Don't you tell me what I don't know. You know. And Tanisha just is weird to me because she be going off all fast and stuff. And it's like she's animated. What? Sydney, you don't know what I know. You don't tell me what I know. You sit the fuck down. You shut up. You don't tell me what I know. And it just be like, Tanisha, what is wrong with you? Like the moment she gets to turn up, she's taking it to full capacity, period. She is going to act all the way out. And that just throws me about Tanisha, the fact that she does all that. But she just flat out does not like Sydney Star. She just don't like the child. It just is what it is, okay? So then, so after this happens, then Sydney Star starts saying to Judy that she's that bitch. She's the hottest trans in the country, on the social media, on any of these shows, period. And that Jason Lee interviewed her. She's the only one on the stage that been on Hollywood Unlocked because Jason Lee thinks she's that bitch. And she was like, don't you, Jason Lee? And then Jason Lee was like, no, I don't think that. Like, Jason was like, no, I do not think you're that bitch. Like, Jason attempted to calm the show down after, because City was worked up. Like I said, half of one of her titties was hanging out. She fell and exposed her tuck. It was really bad. Everybody on the stage was laughing at her. It just was a mess. So Jason Lee was like, he had went and actually sat over by Sydney Star. Now, mind you, those Lucky Charms, Sydney Star didn't even deliver the Lucky Charms correctly, okay? Because she opened the bag and she thought she was going to throw it forward, but then all the Lucky Charms went backwards. And that's the reason why she ended up falling over the Lucky Charms. So now the Lucky Charms are not only where Judy is, but they're literally all over the rest of the stage, okay? So anyways, so then Jason Lee goes and sits by Sydney Star in attempt to like gain some, control of the stage. Meanwhile, Judy won't stop talking because at this point she done mixed her liquors with whatever Jason Lee's liquors were. And now she's so faded that she just can't stop talking. And everybody is looking at her like, Judy, stop, like, shut up. Like, oh my God, would you stop talking? Mind you, she never stops talking. I got the voodoo. I am the show. And because I used to be her best friend. And she's just going off. She's just acting a damn fool. Like there was no calming Judy down. So they start yelling on the stage for like a cool minute. And Tamar is trying to ask real questions. And Tamar was making good points. Okay. So while Sydney Star is sitting there and she is she starts making fun of Janelle while Jason Lee is sitting next to her. No. This was before Jason Lee sat next to her. She said she had a childhood picture of Janelle before her surgery. And she pulled out a picture of like one of those dinosaurs that people would like use to make fun of, like, if she wasn't Boosie no more, then they would be saying like, Tosh K looked like this dinosaur or whatever, so like one of them pictures, but now they use Boosie pictures for Tosh K. But anyway, so she was like, she pulls out this picture of like a dinosaur and somebody takes the picture. I think it was Tanisha. Tanisha saw it and Tanisha was like, "You wasting my time," because they thought it was a real childhood picture. So she takes the picture. Sydney walks the picture over to Janelle and Janelle tears it up. And then Sydney's like, "I got another one." And then that's when Jason Lee came to sit by Sydney Star and try to gain control of the show. Okay. So then while Jason Lee is trying to gain control of the show, Sydney Star is saying all this stuff, you ugly, you this, you all this other stuff to these women. And Tamar is like, okay, well, if you want people to give you respect and respect you and the fact that you're trans, why are you coming at them? And the fact that they're women, like you want respect that you can't give. And that was a good point. And, Tamar also made another good point with Natalie Nunn, but I feel like she was picking on Natalie. And you can clearly see that there was a hierarchy between Natalie and Tamar, Tanisha. Like Tamar and Tanisha was quiet. When it came to Tamar and what it was that she wanted to say, they were not getting ready to get in that, period. Okay. And they were not trying to get into it with Tamar. Like they definitely wasn't trying to, get like have nothing smart to say to Tamar. So Tamar had also pointed out the fact that that Natalie was supposed to issue an apology to Christina, but that she never issued her an apology, for some of the things that were done and said while they was in the house. But anyway, like I said, Tamar was shutting them down and had them on hush, honey. Okay. So you can get a glimpse for the hierarchy that's in the industry. Like one time I heard a artist say that there was like all older women and they were in a mansion. They were not forced to go, but that they were in a mansion, and I think it was Megan Thee Stallion. They were being mentored by the older women in the industry, and one of them was like Little Kim and all that stuff like that. That's actually a real thing, to where they have their own they have their own hierarchy going on. And I think that Tamar has made a place that's definitely obviously over Natalie and Tanisha, and they was just not challenging her at all. And Tamar was on Natalie's head. Okay, that's period, point blank. So anyway, so then everybody on stage at this point is yelling, screaming, going crazy. And it literally just like ended right there. It just was a mess. It just ended. Tamar, like, she got off stage, like as Sydney was yelling and whatever. Tamar got up, like Sydney was like saying all kind of crazy stuff. As Sydney was screaming and yelling and not letting the reunion be normal, Tamar got up, pissed off, and was like, "What am I doing with my effing career?" She was just like, so upset. She stormed off the set. They was cleaning up Fruity Loops and Lucky Charms off the floor. It was like 3 people that came out there to sweep. And Tamar was like, "This is stupid. Like, I am not doing this. This is ridiculous. And I shouldn't have to be going through this." She was really upset. And she was like, what am I doing with my career? And I understand her 100% on that. I felt Tamar's pain, and I felt really bad for Tamar, during that instance, because she right, girl, what was you doing at the damn Baddies ATL reunion? And I hate the fact that, with Zeus Network, they don't make it a normal reunion. All of their reunions are like this. Like, many of their reunions have this same zhush, and that is not cute. Like, it's just simply ridiculous. They don't have real reunions. They have, I'm gonna say this, they have fuck unions. Okay. And I just be like, what is going on? So I felt really sad for Tamar, and I felt like she was absolutely right. I felt like, yes, girl, what is it that you're doing with your career? I literally felt like that. I felt so bad for her. Anyways, y'all, as you can see, we've gone on to Discord. Now, I can't necessarily play these episodes here on YouTube. I'm sorry, we've gone on to Zeus, and I can't necessarily play these episodes here on YouTube. So what I've done was I have opened up my Discord, and I'm going to be sending out an invite to a couple of people right now inside of Discord. And so if you're on my Discord already and you're ready to watch episode 2, make sure you tune in. So I'm sending out invites inside of Discord right now. And then I'm getting ready to copy the link. So I have the link copied, and it is now posted in the comment section. I'm going to pin it so you guys can see it. What is going on? My phone is doing something wicked. All right, there we go. So now it's pinned. If you're not a part of my Discord, make sure you come over because we are about to get into part 2 of the Bad Girls Club reunion, and or the Baddies ATL reunion. And I'm just anticipating that it's going to be a hot mess, but I'm here for it either way. After this, later on tonight, I'm going to be doing the Markeith Lloyd trial update. And that has been a hot, very hot mess. Oh my goodness. Wait till I give y'all this update. It's been a hot, hot mess. Markeith Lloyd is he is the idiot of the century, child. So make sure you guys head over to a channel that is called TOXSDIAMOND Live. If you don't know about that channel, on this channel, yes, that is also part of my sub channels. Okay, and we're getting into it right now. I'm going to share my screen with so I'm sharing my screen now with Discord, and we are going to get over there and watch episode 2, and I will see you guys there. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.